Hi guys, so I wanted to do a quick walkthrough slash tutorial for our new flying text project using Adobe Animate. Again, if you are using an alternative, just animating any text will work fine with the best of the abilities of the alternative software that you are using. But for everybody else, feel free to follow along. So we're going to hit create new or file, create new up at the top. I'm going to use the standard 640 by 480, 24 frame rates, and then ActionScript 3.0. Okay, and so for this, I'm asking if you use your name, that's perfectly fine, or you can use anything, a 4-letter word of your choice. Keep it clean, of course, and keep it professional, but let's get started. First thing, you want to make sure you're in the Essentials workspace that you can see your properties inspector. And I'm going to raise this guy up a little bit to see extra layers that we're going to create. Okay, next you're going to change the color of your stage. I'm going to keep this. And after you're done with that, you're going to select your text tool over here, or you can hit T on your keyboard as a shortcut. And I'm just going to click once in the stage, and I'm going to use my last name. So yours might appear very small, and the way you adjust that is, again, coming to your properties inspector, and this right next to size, it's a slider, you can move to the left or to the right. Make sure you have everything selected though. That's how you apply the size you want. It does stop at 96, but you can double click on it and then enter a number if you need it bigger. Up here, you can change the font name if you would like. I'm happy with this one. Feel free to look through all of them and see if you'd like something. But yes, simple word here if you would like. Once you are done typing up your word, changing the color, customizing it to your liking, what you're going to do is you're going to right click on your text and you're going to hit break apart. And you want to do this if you are using basically any text that you downloaded. If you're submitting it to me and I don't have that font, it's going to let me know that I don't have that font, and it's going to default it to my basic font, which is Myriad Pro usually. So if you ever want to submit something with text, make sure after you've typed out everything, you're sure that's how you want it to look. You're going to right click and hit break apart, and you know it's been successful when each letter has its own box. And this just basically means it's a shape now, and you can't go back and edit with your type tool or your text tool. Okay, so once you have your text broken apart, you're going to right click again. You're going to come down to distribute to layers. And this is why I made my timeline a little bit bigger, because what that does, it makes every letter into its own layer. And you'll see here on my layer 1 that we originally had, there's nothing there now. So we're going to click on that and we're going to click the delete, since we don't want any layers that are empty and we're not going to use. So now that we have this, I can come back here too if I wanted to and make them bigger, but I'm happy with the way they are. The next step, guys, is converting each of these into a symbol. So I have my first S selected, I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to convert to symbol, or F8 on your keyboard as a shortcut. I'm going to name this S_1 because this is my first, the first S. I have 2, and I'm going to make sure that it's graphic. So all of these are going to be graphic. And I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to come to frame 30, right click. I'm sorry, we're going to select frame 1. So my first layer, right click on it, copy frames, come to frame 30, right click on it, and then paste frames. You're going to do this exact same thing for all of them. So right click on the letter O, convert to symbol, right click on the first frame, copy frames, come to frame 30, right click and paste frames. Okay, so this is my second S. Convert to symbol S_2, graphic, copy frames, oops, paste frames. Remember, you're pasting it to frame 30. Okay. Convert to symbol, copy frame, and paste frame. Okay, so I want to do the same thing here, copy frames, but I'm going to extend this one to frame 40, and I'll show you guys why we're doing this. Okay, so you should have something like this now on your timeline for each of your letters. And now what I'm going to do is I want you to work in 5. So you should have a keyframe in frame 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. You're going to leave frame 30 and 40 alone. So you can actually start customizing one if you'd like. I want my animation to really begin in frame 5. And so using the free transform tool, I'm going to right click here and hit insert keyframe. I'm going to use this guy to move my S up here, make it bigger. Now I'm going to create another keyframe on frame 10. You can do that by right clicking and inserting keyframe or F6 on your keyboard. And now I want to move, maybe I want to move this one down here, rotate it, make it a lot smaller, come to frame 15, insert keyframe. Okay, frame 20, F6. Maybe stretch it out like that. And frame 25, insert keyframe. Move it over here. Maybe shrink it a little. Okay. So now I should have something like that. And once you're done creating these animations, you're going to select frame 1, 30 here, right click, and then create classic tween. So when I hit play, perfect. Yes, you want this to stay the same. Again, I don't know if you guys remember our conversation from last class. When we export, we want our name or whatever word we decided to animate to be legible long enough for everybody to read. So now you're going to do the exact same thing, guys, for all these other layers. I will pause it here so I can work on this and then show you the end result for the next step. But you will work this exact same workflow for every single layer of your project. All right, guys, so I went ahead and took care of the rest of the letters. So now you should have something similar to mine when you hit play. We have that good amount of pause for the end of our sequence. For this project, it's not required because you do only have 2 days to work on it, which is more than enough time, but feel free to come into the properties inspector and add any color effects if you want. You can change the tint of something, the color, so on and so forth. Again, it is not necessary for you to do this, but if you want, it is there for you to do. Once you are done animating and it looks like this, I'm actually going to undo that. There we go. You are going to save this as an FLA file. So File, Save As. Remember, if you're using the AWS or Adobe Animate via the student portal, it's going to be your last name, first name initial, plain text. You're going to save this to your Google Drive if you're working via student portal. If not, this is just what you'll save it as. And after you are done saving your FLA file, you're going to come to File, Export, Export Animated GIF. If you cannot export your GIF, upload the FLA file, that is totally fine. But for those of you that can, you're gonna come in here and that looks fine, hit save. Hit save again, and you are going to upload the GIF to the assignment. But your timeline should look like this. When you submit your GIF, I should be able to read what you wrote initially. So steps again, change your stage color, add text, break apart your text, make all the letters into its individual layer, and you're going to animate all the layers and submit the GIF. Guys, have any questions, let me know. You do have 2 days to work on this, so Monday and Friday, which is plenty of time to do this assignment or this exercise.